Let's talk about something most people don't connect to their marriage at all, but has everything to do with it. It's the role that you play in your family growing up. In dysfunctional families, survival meant stepping into a role that helped you navigate conflict or chaos. And see, the problem is that these roles don't magically disappear when we grow up. They follow us into our marriage, and they influence how we show up as a partner. And I want to talk to you about some of the most common roles and how they show up in our marriage. Let's start with the hero. In your family, you were the golden child. You were always striving for perfection to bring pride or stability to a chaotic home. And in your marriage, you struggle with vulnerability. You always try to fix your spouse or to maintain an image of the perfect partner. And the impact is that your partner feels unseen or unworthy because you, as the hero, focus on achievement more than you focus on connection. Next is the scapegoat. In your family, you were blamed for everything, whether or not it was your fault. And in your marriage, you probably struggle with sabotaging it. You feel unworthy of love, or you project blame onto your spouse to avoid your own pain. And the impact is that your marriage gets stuck in this cycle of blame and defensiveness. Then there's the lost child. You stayed quiet and invisible to avoid conflict. You retreated to your own world. And in your marriage, you struggle with emotional intimacy. You avoid confrontation, and you probably withdraw when issues arise. And that impacts your marriage because your partner feels disconnected, which leads to frustration and loneliness for them. And lastly, there's the mascot. You use humor and charm to diffuse tension and lighten the mood. And in your marriage, you avoid serious conversations. You deflect with jokes and humor. And you struggle to be emotionally present, fully available in that way. When these issues go unresolved, your partner feels dismissed and invalidated. Now, how does this influence our marriage? Well, these roles shape our beliefs about love, conflict, and our worth. And without realizing it, we bring these patterns into our marriage. And we expect our spouse to either fulfill the needs of our family, the ones they didn't meet, or we create the same dynamics we grew up with. And see, here's the hidden truth. Your marriage isn't just about two people. It's about the unspoken patterns, cycles, dynamics, expectations, fears that both of you brought in from your families. And until we address those, we just keep repeating the same cycle. So breaking free starts with identifying your role. You need to ask yourself, what role did I play in my family? How might that be showing up in my marriage now, in the problems I'm having? And you got to acknowledge the impact of it. Are your behaviors helping, or are they hurting you, hurting your connection? Because the patterns that you don't break, you just repeat. And you need to rewrite the script. You're not trapped by the role you grew up with. You have the power to choose a new way to show up. But see, that new way is scary, but it leads to trust, intimacy, and growth. You can't rewrite your past, but you can stop letting it dictate your future. And your marriage can be the place where you do that, where you break the cycle, where you heal the wounds that shaped the dysfunction, and where you create a new legacy for yourself and your family. So look, if this resonates with where you're at and you want to dive deeper into these family patterns that are affecting your marriage, reach out to us today about the Total Breakthrough Academy. We help people every day with these problems. And I want you to know right now, you can absolutely turn this around. But the power and the change, as always, starts with you.